The Minecraft mob vote is one of the most controversial features in the entire game. The simple idea of letting the community pick one mob to add out of a selection of 3 has caused so much chaos over the past 6 years, ever since the mob vote began. Each year, the mob vote gets more intense and more people get angry, but yet it's still happening the same way it was done back in 2017. We need a change, so today I'm going to be discussing why the Minecraft mob vote is always a disaster. For the 2023 vote, we had to choose between the penguin, the crab, and the armadillo. These 3 mobs all had pretty strong features behind them, with the crab giving the player an item that would let them place blocks further away, the armadillo which gives the player an item to create armor for tamed wolves, and the penguin, which, made boats faster? Anyways, this year's mob vote was absolute chaos. Everybody was completely divided, and in some cases it was taken a bit too far with, war propaganda? What? There was even a petition on change.org to add all 3 of the mobs because it would make everyone happy, and that petition got over 400,000 signatures.
Yo, what's up? My name is Gavin Glover, and I would like to say, I want all the mobs! All of them!
But, as expected, Mojang stuck to the fundamental part of the mob vote, to be a vote, and ignored this petition altogether. On to the point of this section though, why do people think the mob vote was rigged this year? According to some posts on Reddit and Twitter, there were a few exploits that allowed people to vote infinite times for the mob that they wanted. But that is just this year. Last year in 2022, people suggested that the mob vote was rigged from the beginning because of the vote consisting of 2 boring mobs and 1 interesting mob. Although this may be true, at the end of the day, the 2022 mob vote was still a vote, and people could have chosen whatever they wanted. One mob vote that I think was rigged though, was the 2020 mob vote. Other people suggested that because the insanely popular Minecraft YouTuber Dream told his fans to vote for the glow squid, it won. This does sound like something that could actually be quite plausible because of Dream's well-known cult-like following, but the mob vote being rigged is something we can only speculate about. Throughout the many years that we've had a mob vote, us as a community have failed many times. Take the Phantom for example. The Phantom is one of the most hated mobs in all of Minecraft. With their annoying mechanics paired with the screeching sound that they make, it's obvious that this mob shouldn't have been added. But guess what? We are the reason for the Phantom's existence. In the 2017 mob vote, which was the first one ever, we had the choice between 4 mobs. And to be fair, the Monster of the Night Skies does sound like a pretty cool mob, but unfortunately, we were so very wrong. Then take the 2020 mob vote for another example. We had the choice between the Moo Bloom, the Iceologer, and the Glow Squid. From looking at these 3 mobs, which do you think should win? The reskinned cow, the reskinned squid, or an all-new hostile mob with special abilities? Well, the Glow Squid one. But like I mentioned earlier, that could have been caused by the potential rigging of the vote. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, liking, subscribing, and checking out some of my other videos after this one would be really appreciated. But anyways, on with the video. Another thing I would like to discuss in this video is the recent implementation of the Cherry Cape. The Cherry Cape is a cape that was given to all of the players who voted in the 2023 mob vote. But the thing is, we were not told of this beforehand. Mojang kind of just added it, a few weeks after the mob vote without telling anyone. So now that raises many questions such as, will we be getting a cape for the next mob vote or not? Was this just an attempt to calm down the player base since the 2023 mob vote was so intense? And was this to add another easy cape to carry on slowly killing the cape black market? Sadly, I have full certainty that we will not be getting answers to any of those questions, so we will have to see what happens in the next mob vote. Now it's time for my solutions. These are the ideas that I've come up with to try and make the mob vote a bit less of a complete disaster. The first solution I have isn't the best, but it will probably make everyone happy. Adding all 3 of the mobs. Now this sounds like a good idea on the surface, until you realise the point of the mob vote in the first place. To be a vote. The second solution wouldn't solve everything, but I'm sure everyone would appreciate it. My second idea is to add old mobs back into the mob vote. Mojang are warped into this idea that if a mob loses, it should be cast away into the void and should never return. But why? We've had some really strong options for mobs in the past which have lost by tiny amounts. Why can't they be given a second chance? It just seems like Mojang are being a little bit stubborn with not bringing mobs back. My final solution is not a good way of handling it, but would stop all of this hatred and violence in the community. The final solution is stopping the mob votes altogether. Now this is something that I bet nobody wants, as the votes are pretty cool, but if things are being taken too far, then it could be a possible choice. At the end of the day, I think mob votes are a fun occasion to create friendly debates over which mobs should be added in the Minecraft community. Although, the mob votes seem to be getting the community more and more annoyed every year, so maybe it is time for a change. But now I have a question for you. What do you think about the mob votes? I'd love to hear your opinions down in the comments. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like, and I'll see you next time.